Welcome back inside another edition of the WPIAL Insiders Show. Here brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. I want to remind you that if you or a loved one has been injured in an accident at Edgar Snyder and Associates, there's never a fee unless they get money for you. Call 1-800-94-EDGAR today for a free consultation. That's 1-800-94-EDGAR. Back inside the Blast Off Cleaning Equipment Studios, of course, furnished by our friends at Home Team Collections, and back with the usual suspects of this show that is often imitated but never duplicated. Brad Everett from the Pittsburgh Union Progress and Upright for Now. We'll get to that. And the WPIAL insider himself, Carlo Zofko, Pittsburgh Central Catholic's finest. I am just Matt Fargo.
Two-time Matt Fargo.
Two-time?
Two-time Picks champ.
Two-time Picks champ.
Two-time.
Yes. Trying to be
the two-time
this weekend.
Ooh, trying to be a two-time Emmy Award.
Two-time Emmy Award.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I do not, for what it's worth, I would not be picking me in the pickup.
Who are you up against? Like the New York Jets or something like that?
We're up against the Philadelphia Phillies baseball broadcast, Paul Skeen's debut,
Wow.
and the Philadelphia Eagles preseason football broadcast. So
Wow.
I don't love your chances, but I will be rooting for you.
Yeah.
And if anybody asks, I'm going to say, no, it's that Steelers high school football.
you know
show,
what?
'cause
It's
that's
just
who I'm
it's
picking.
cool to be in the
realm.
same conversation.
No
as
doubt. And you took it
those.
home last year.
And
Yeah.
we're the defending champs. We walk in and we're like, who is these guys? JR what? But
Now-
yeah,
Now, are they basing it off like the full body of work for the whole season, or is it just one like game?
you submit
It's-
one
you submit
one game and one you have to clip it down. There's a maximum of edits that you can use to clip it down to the I think it's 30 minutes
Mhm.
that you have to clip your full broadcast down to, but you can't really splice and dice, kind of like we do with this show.
Right.
You can't splice and dice too much. There's a cut minimum on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm assuming you have my entire top 10 plays. in the
Yes.
broadcast.
Yeah. It's actually, we put that at the beginning. That's what won us
is
in
the
for the
icon.
first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did it. Yeah.
Why is halftime first? It's the best thing. You say put the best thing first. We put your halftime first. So
Yes.
thank you. We need you to get a little Emmy here.
Yeah. A little trophy next
Yeah.
to the ACC one.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it's hard to believe that we'll be handing out trophies for the midseason next week, as we roll already into episode number 5 of this 2025 high school football season. And also, beg your pardon, I'm feeling a little under the weather.
You under the weather, I would still take that over
Yes.
100% of our competitions.
I concur.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree with
now I
that.
guess I'm paying for our night out at Champs later.
Good cheese sticks and chips.
Yeah.
Cheese sticks. Yeah, man. Like, I
Cheese
heard there's
steaks
a
are really good.
there's a big pool tournament going on tonight. Neighborhood pool tournament. So yeah, I'm psyched. Can't wait.
Shout out to the fine folks down there. His NIL deal still running strong. Let's talk football. Why don't we? After all, that's why you're here. And let's talk takeaways from last week. I'll go first because there wasn't much of one. Bethel Park beat up on West Mifflin. Man, it's just real unfortunate. The school sizes, albeit that they were one classification off, West Mifflin being a very small 4A school and Bethel Park being pretty much a mid-sized 5A school, there's almost double the dudes.
Oh, really? It's that much of a
Yeah.
difference? Wow.
So it's like 290 something to 590 something.
Wow.
It's like
Wow. Yeah.
it is. There's a discrepancy there. But BJ Pugh, I think that he's going to be able to turn something around. Obviously, he has a great tailback and Ahmad Hill. They just got to build the offensive line and build some pieces around it.
They lost a lot on that O-line
Yeah.
last year, and that's
And
not
their
easy
quarterback.
to replace. And their QB, yeah, it's not easy to replace. Yeah, their QB would have been a superstar.
Yeah.
In the City League now,
Right.
Zaza.
Transferred to Westinghouse. Yeah, and they also lost their lineman Jaden Brown Demery. I think he went to Akron.
He's at Akron,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
they had a couple good linemen on that team. They had another guy transfer out too, but yeah.
Down day for the Titans.
Yeah, is the statue? I mean, is my statue at least shined up?
Yeah,
over
right
there,
there, right next to the dog park. It's like right there.
next
Yeah,
to-
it's really
next
nice.
to- it's about the size of this vase, or about that trophy.
Come on, don't be modest. It's waist high.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, yeah, that's better than nothing. That's cool.
No, always happy to visit the house that Brad built.
That's right. Well, you know what? They built it my senior year, and I never had a chance to play with it. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like,
as a tribute, you were leaving, and they naturally built it.
Yeah,
you know?
they built it, and then I was gone. So. Yeah, so be it.
Well, hopefully someone else has a better takeaway than I did. Bethel Park's very good, by the way. I do think that. I just don't know if they're going to be good enough this year to actually make a long run.
They should have been good enough last year. Still salty about that championship pick.
You were all in on Bethel.
I was all in. I was early all in on them as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would
Very
love for
early.
you to jump on some bandwagon like that again.
I've been on Upper St. Clair's bandwagon for a long
man.
time, years
Throw it
running,
up.
baby.
Throw it
The
up,
you right
sons.
here,
Unbelievable.
right here.
This guy.
But
Unbelievable.
back on track. My takeaway: Bell Vernon, beautiful football setting. Why is this not like a WPIAL playoff setting, or is it?
Because no one wants to
Is it the-
drive there.
But is it the gold field that they don't use it as a neutral site?
The burnt grass.
The burnt is that why?
It could be. It's a good reason to not have it there.
I haven't been there in a couple years. It was beautiful. The stands, like the entire environment. You know, they were giving out what's that Hawaiian
Lays.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
give out lays, and let me tell you, Bell Vernon, the Leps never gave up. I mean, this game should have been 49-0 blowout. McKeesport. If you would have told anybody at the stadium, "Hey, what's the score of this game?" They would have been like, "Oh, probably 55-7."
Oh, wow.
And it was just bend, don't break. The triple option got all the way down. There was always some sort of turnover, one thing or the other. I was very impressed with both teams, both McKeesport and Bell Vernon. But my takeaway was Bell Vernon. It was Hall of Fame night. Two of the Schweitzer brothers got into the Hall of Fame, Jake, and I can't remember the other one's name, but two awesome players at Bell Vernon, and a couple others got into the Hall of Fame. The stats that they give out in the media guide was awesome. I wish more WPIAL high schools would do that. I mean, they have the entire record of the entire program all the way back, every head coaching record, every legitimate statistical record, every statistical champion. I mean, it is really well done. I mean, I was lost in that media guide for about an hour, just like flipping through pages, remembering names. Like, my God, has it been 10 years since so-and-so was here? Shout out Cam Guess. Cam Guess was all over the record book as a kicker. Devin Whitlock all over the record book. He had a nice game at IUP this week.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah, saw him.
But I was just very impressed with everything about Bell Vernon. Loved that stadium. Haven't been there in a while.
James Weir.
James Weir Stadium.
That's
Yep.
right.
Glad I got to go. And, I hope that the WPIAL would do some neutral site games. And, even paying homage to the WPIAL and the PIAA on the field, sketching or etching their logos on the field at the 25 as well. I thought was pretty cool. Nice touch as well. So very impressed with Bell Vernon. And they had a beach chair, which I knew they had a big lifeguard chair. But I thought, seeing it in person, pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Humbert, who really kind of built that vibe in that program.
I got to see Matt for 2 minutes, and we were talking real quick. I mean, he was running around like a madman, still as the athletic director, and it was Hall of Fame night. So, yeah, shout out to Matt Humbert. He did a hell of a job there, and Coach Breyer's doing a hell of a job.
I was going to say, Brad, shout out to Humbert for making the right call. He's stepping away from the program, but also making the right hire where they didn't necessarily win the game. But I thought a lot of people were circling Bell Vernon into kind of falling off the wagon completely, and it doesn't seem like they were going to necessarily go all the way off.
Yeah, it seems like he hired a guy that's, is very familiar with the culture there and just everything that Matt built. So I think it'll be a pretty smooth transition.
And let me tell you, the best player on the field, now come on, Spell did not play. The best player on the field was Curdy Wade.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes. I watched him. He's on my prospect list. He is going to skyrocket up the prospect list. Offensively and defensively was all over the field like a maniac, in a good way, of course. Just chasing down McKeesport guys all the way 40 yards across the field. Curdy Wade, as soon as he got injured, that's when McKeesport kind of took control of the game. But interception after interception, he's a senior now. He's number 3, so he's kind of like their dual threat quarterback. But, he's running around like his life is on the line, and then he would just stop on a dime and just throw it down the field. But it wasn't like a high school quarterback. It was like a high school quarterback prospect. And I don't think he's a quarterback at the next level. I just think he's an athlete somewhere. But my goodness, you could convince me he could play quarterback at the next level. His arm was legit. Everything he did was legit. He had an interception that they called a pass interference, which was this would have flipped the game. Maybe Belvernon may have stolen the game. Called it a PI. It was a little bit of contact. He didn't push, but there was some contact. But, oh, man, Curdy Wade was excellent. So hopefully you have some fast recoveries, my man, and get back out on that field.
Well, I didn't see that game, but I'm surprised you said Curdy Wade was the player that popped the most, because looking at the box score, my vote would have been Javier Everett. Who plays for McKeesport, given that last name. And I think he had about 80 yards and a touchdown in the game. So my MVP would have been Javier Everett.
I'll tell you what, McKeesport had dudes all over. Matty Miller was really good running that triple option. I mean, that triple option, boy, is it mesmerizing when it's
Cooking.
firing on all cylinders. It's like, how do you even stop this thing?
No relation, though, right?
No relation.
No relation. Okay. I did actually have a talk with a McKeesport great this weekend. We were trying to talk about if there was a Mount Rushmore of McKeesport football, who would be on it. I was talking to Billy Isbear, who was the quarterback in '94 on the great teams they had, over there with Brandon Short. And Bill ran that triple option, and he was just, not a tall guy, not a big guy.
Be a magician. That's like Matty Miller.
Exactly. Yeah. And just the same thing. He ran that offense so well. We were trying to think of the Mount Rushmore. Should you put Keemon Spell on that yet? That was one thing we were talking. You definitely have to go. Mike Logan's up on there.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty easy one. Brandon Short's up there.
Khalid Hudson never won, but my God.
My goodness, the player he
the
was.
player?
Right.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I think we were throwing around Travis McBride was a good one that he threw
Travis
in there.
McBride, that was like who I fell in high school football love with. It was. I can just remember Fedco just being like, Travis McBride. I can still hear it in my head. I had to be, 05, 04 maybe?
Yeah, probably around that age.
And then are you just limiting it to the players, or are you not putting George Smith on that?
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be up there.
Right?
Like if you're going to include coaches,
he has to be.
Right.
He has
absolutely,
to be.
it would have to be up there. But yeah, they definitely have a lot of good ones to pick from over there.
Coach Matt Miller said, by time Come On Spell graduates, and this is nothing. It is Come On Spell. I mean,
Come on.
It's Come On.
We were talking
Come
about
on.
that.
A lot of people saying Keemon.
Yeah.
It is Come On.
Come on.
Come on.
It's
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. It's Come On.
Come on, Spell.
Matt Miller says Come On Spell will be the greatest McKeesport Tiger by time he is done there.
Wow.
And he said, and I am well aware of the history of McKeesport.
Yeah, he's not some outsider that just has been hanging around
saying
the
that.
program for a year,
So
right?
I think that's
Not saying you're the greatest coach to ever walk the halls or anything like that. Who would say that?
before they ever coached, but neither here nor there. But it is interesting that that he said that, but he was like, no, but like if Kaman does what we think that he's going to do and he's on the trajectory, he will be the best McKeesport Tiger. And we were like, oh, like we weren't expecting him to say that. We said, where does he rank? And
Well, he's got to get out there.
yeah. Well, and I think they're kind of
Are they holding on to him?
I think so for conference.
Yeah.
And I probably would too. They have Upper St. Clair this week. I don't.
You don't play him then.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No way.
If it's against another 4A team, I think you do,
Yes.
just because
Playoff
it's playoff
and- absolutely.
implications. But against a 5A team, I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
No
I think
way.
they play Mars in a week or two, maybe 2-3 weeks. So I think that might be the game.
Yeah,
he comes back, because like they want to win a conference title, no
Right.
doubt about that. But
And he tried against TJ. It's not. Yeah, it's not like they didn't give it a
didn't work
whirl.
out, and they really were trying to give it a try there. My takeaway was North Catholic. I was over there. They beat Quaker Valley 49-0 to improve to 4-0. It was the North Catholic show scoring. They didn't hit 60 points this time. They had hit over 60 the previous 2 weeks, so only 49 this week. But touchdowns on all 6 first half possessions. Joey Felitsky was slinging the ball around, and he looked really good. Touchdown passes on his first 3 passes. Will Waskevich really popped up, one of their receivers. He had 3 touchdown
Yeah,
catches.
he came to my showcase. He was really
Not
good
a-
at my showcase.
Not a big dude at all, like 5'7", 5'8", and he high pointed the ball in the end zone on a go route. He made a play on the sideline, made a few defenders miss, scored another touchdown. So he was definitely out there. And they're scoring all these points. They're the highest scoring team in the WPIAL, and they're doing it without the guy that led the WPIAL in receiving last year, Riker
Yeah,
Kennedy.
where is Riker? Is he injured?
He's been a little banged up. He played on that game on Friday, but I think he missed one game earlier this year, and maybe still kind of working through an injury. But they've showed depth at that position. Like Tommy Arth had a touchdown catch.
Little
in that
Tommy
game.
Arth, as
Little
I call
Tommy
him.
Arth,
Boy,
yeah.
was that wrong.
Big boy, yeah, big boy. Tommy
in
Arth.
the mic. Into the microphone.
Talk into
Michael,
the mic.
this is the mic.
This is
I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
This is my first podcast tonight, just to let everybody know.
This
You
was,
might have seen
Why
me
can't
before,
I
but-
hear him?
this was an outtake from last year. I should have put it in the episode. We were talking, and Brad's mic was.
What are you talking into, dude? There could be straight out. I mean, I've hit my in our studios, the ceilings are a little low, and I've hit my head
Very
I
far from
average
Baldwin High
about-
School.
Yeah, I average about two head hits per night. I think.
Sorry,
on this
Brad.
thing.
I want people to hear
that was
what
good.
you can hear.
That was good. No.
what you have
I
to
do
say.
appreciate it.
Hey,
But
my
man,
God, there
it
he
sounds
is.
so much
Yeah,
better
he
now.
does
Oh my
sound way
goodness,
better.
I couldn't even hear myself there
Amazing.
for a while. But oh my
Amazing.
goodness, I have voice. It's amazing. But shout out to North Catholic. They look really good in that game. Offensive coordinator Mike McMahon. He's done a great job. Their former NFL guy was a quarterback in the NFL. He's kind of been a quarterback whisperer here. To
He's
some
really
quarterbacks.
good.
Yeah, he does a great, and those kids respect the heck out of him there. Great job. Rizzo's in his third year as coach over there. He's doing a good job. But he was talking to the team. Chris Rizzo was talking to the team afterwards, and he said, people are going to think you're not for real. And having seen them, I think they're for real. But we're really going to find out if they're for real, because after they play McGuffey this week, they end Monty Christian, Central Valley, Beaver, Avonworth, and Hopewell.
The who's who of 3A.
The who's who of 3A.
Which has kind of happened a little bit to them last year. They weren't undefeated,
right.
which they're not again this year. But I think they snuck out a couple more wins now.
They did.
They got a 10 seed and upset Deer Lakes in round one. I believe.
Right. So, it is a good question on what they're going to be. I think they're not going to win all of them, but they're going to win more than they did last year.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I think they'll get into the playoffs again. And, with that offense, they're going to be dangerous.
That's just a good time to – I'm just happy to see Hopewell kind of resurging as a program, because those games on ESPN when Russell was playing Central Valley, those games were so much fun at Tony Dorsett Stadium.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll be out there. One of our recurring guests will be out there maybe in a couple minutes.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
Maybe a little surprise for you guys. Maybe Player of the Week surprise.
How about that?
All right.
Another takeaway. We're going to get to Matt Sig in a second. I want a takeaway that Carlo is going to want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Shady Side Academy plays. Everybody's
that's right.
healthy.
That's right.
Everybody.
All of a sudden, Mike White has the tweet of them lining up at the national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the whole sideline's full.
Yeah.
They advanced modern medicine 100 years. The broken bones no longer broken. Fractured bones, concussions, done in a week. Hallelujah. I mean, what are they doing over there at Shadyside? Can you please enlighten us? Because I would love to know. And Ligonier Valley didn't stand a chance.
Had a bad case of the Clareton flu, but then the antidote showed up, and
Oh
they
my
were able to just heal all
Unbelievable.
their wounds. It's amazing.
Staying on this topic for a quick second, talking to some sources, I heard that the WPIAL, I don't think Shadyside's expecting any sanctions this year.
Oh, they're coming.
I think they're coming and coming hard.
And they should.
Yeah, I think
And
that the
should.
WPIAL's being very delicate with the situation, because when you have to fact check everything, and especially injuries,
Sure.
that's
player safety. all
player
that.
safety, you have to double check everything. But I heard that the WPIAL furious, and I think something's coming down.
It goes back to, there are a lot of teams that go through this, and you can't be blowing the whistle and saying, "Oh, we don't have any players," when you do, and you just don't want to play and lose. And then the next week, most of your players are healthy, and you run away with the game.
And dominate
It would have been
a
one thing
conference game.
if they had 15 players this last week, and even if maybe they won close, which they weren't, they should have blown them out, but they win close. That's a little bit more of an understanding. Whereas, it just looked like they plugged the offense. They just went back, everybody's back.
Okay, here we
And
go.
it's
Good luck,
not
guys.
And it's not a bad team we're talking about here. This
No.
is a team like they've won their 3 other games outside of the
3-1 with a
Yeah,
forfeit.
3-1
You don't
with a
see that
forfeit.
very
No,
often.
you don't.
Very, very odd. And, on this subject, because, people were bringing up
Shocked
to
you
me.
want to talk about it.
Well, another thing, people were bringing up the Rochester situation. Rochester had to postpone and then probably will forfeit their game versus
Yeah, perfect example.
who did they play? My Neshannock
They
Lancers.
played Neshannock, yeah.
And, everybody knew going into this season, Rochester is going to struggle this year with numbers. They only had 17 to start at camp. Obviously, these situations are apples and oranges here. Like,
100%.
in Rochester, for what it's worth, refused to forfeit. They tried postponing the game a couple times so that they could get healthy and play. They ended up not playing, unfortunately. So it looks like it will be a forfeit. But I can guarantee you that the Rochester Rams made 100 times more of an effort
I agree.
than Shadyside Academy did. So
Yeah.
apples and oranges situation.
I mean, there's teams just with low numbers out there. Even that went to the North Catholic Quaker Valley game. Quaker Valley dressed 23 players, and this is a 3A
they
school.
don't have a lot.
That's
Yeah, they
not
don't have
very,
a lot.
not very big. I don't know what North Catholic had, but I mean, they were probably at least 20 more than that. So
It's almost ironic that Quaker Valley used to have the co-op with Cornell when Cornell didn't have the program.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's right.
then Quaker Valley wanted Cornell out because at the time they were 2A, going to be a
Going to
3A
be
if
bumped
they
up.
were the co-oping. So Quaker Valley's like, we don't want our hands on this. So Cornell kind of gets
That's where they started
out
their
in
own
the
program.
cold. They restarted the program after
Or
like
restarted,
a
yeah.
5-year hiatus. But yeah, it's almost ironic that
Oh, yeah,
Quaker
Dane
Valley's
Jackson played at Quaker Valley. That's
sure
right.
did.
Okay. I
Sure
knew
did.
that.
yeah, Cornell guy.
The WIPY outsider. My God.
You said it, not
Sometimes you
us.
just need
yeah. Something just fires
know.
in your head a
I
couple
knew
seconds
you
late.
knew. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Matt Sig and those 4 Cherry Rangers. Matt, rewriting the WPIAL record books once again, Mr. Everett.
Yeah, he's on the verge of 2 major WPIAL career records. One should fall Friday against Monessen. He has 115 career touchdowns, the record jointly held by Lamont Wade and Mr. Tyler Boyd, both Clareton guys. They're at 117, so he only needs 3 more.
I thought Lamont beat Tyler. I didn't know that they were tied.
Yeah, tied at 117. And he only
Dad
needs
couldn't get him one more touch, right?
your uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
Uncle. Yeah, I mean, you would think. So I mean, so that's going to fall. And then the other one is the career total yardage record, of which he has a little over 11,000. And that one he's chasing Lenny Williams of Stowe Rocks, a great Stowe Rocks player. He needs exactly 500 to break that record. I think he's
Oh, so that's going
499
down,
away
too.
right now. So I don't think that's going to go down based on 6 usage so far this year. We're probably at least a week or 2 away from that. So
They kind of haven't needed to
This is smart.
to unleash
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
Right.
I
So
agree. It's
smart.
smart.
Yeah.
I do know that. Did they play week 0?
they did.
Okay, I do know Clareton. I guess made some calls trying to get a
Oh,
ring.
that would've
That
been-
would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, because we were talking about doing that for the showcase
Yeah.
game, and I said we wanted to do the game at Clarendon, no doubt, but it needed to be a good game,
Right.
and that was
And
that
Imani was pretty good. Yeah,
that
it a good
was-
pick.
that was a good-
You got a good one.
a good choice, but that one would have been.
Oh, that one would have been electric. The only thing I dislike about that is, I kind of like the week 0, the different classifications is the
Sure.
only thing because
The matchups you can't see in the playoffs.
correct. Because more than likely we're going to get a 4 Cherry Clarendon. Maybe depends on the brackets. Maybe semifinals or maybe even finals. I don't know. My Laurel Spartans kind of let me down.
Watch out for Jeff Morgan.
Yeah,
Watch out
Jeff-
for those Rockets.
yeah, never know about the Rockets.
Amo.
But yeah, that would have been cool to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 4 Cherry kind of unleashing Matt Sig. And let me tell you that they have the conference to do it. I mean, that's a tough conference for him. He's going to play all 4 quarters, I should say.
So through 4 games so far this year, only 23 pass attempts and 20 carries. So 43, so about 10 touches a game, really, as far as like passes and rushes go. But He's been so efficient though; it's been unbelievable. Like he's still accounted for 14 touchdowns out of all that. Like he's completed 15 passes for 8 touchdowns. For 8 touchdowns.
I mean, how did that even happen?
50% of his time.
And he also has 20 carries for 5 touchdowns, and he has a pick 6 too. So I mean,
Yeah, he does it on all sides.
he does a lot with little. Yeah.
In one of their games, I think the West Green game was called at halftime for the Lightning. It was like 50 to
Yeah,
nothing. I think
right.
they called it
And
at half.
like most of those games, I mean, he's playing no more than 2 quarters. in
Right.
many of them.
And that's the most impressive part of this record side of things is most of the games he's not playing a full game.
Right.
Last year he wasn't really able to
he wasn't
do
able to
everything. He
throw.
was at the
Broken hand.
cast on his hand, and now this year being used so modestly, it's still bizarre that he's still putting up the numbers that he is.
Yeah.
Well, Brett, the other thing we have is 3A the most loaded class in the WPIAL? Question mark.
I'm going to say it is. And I wouldn't have thought that way before the season. Maybe I would have gone with 5A, maybe 1A. I mean, like 1A, we were
1A
talking
is
about
fun.
a lot. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, like 1A is fun, has a lot of good teams there. But just looking at 3A more, and you have Avonworth, who just had 2 of the biggest back-to-back wins that we've seen.
Potentially in WPIAL history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like as
Yes.
far as regular
Taking down
season wins
Aliquippa
go.
and TJ.
No
and
one's ever done
back-to-back,
it.
Like it's nuts.
Regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. You have Amani Christian that beat Clairton. That was a great week 0 win right there. They have the 2 Penn State recruits. North Catholic's in there, highest scoring team in the WPIAL. EF, they only have 1 loss. They almost beat 5A South Fayette last week. That was a heck of a
Ryan
game.
Messina's a dude. He's a
Yes,
dude.
yes.
And you know, I did the game on the highlight show if you guys wanted to go back and watch. Well, Horsky versus Messina, it was a fun back and forth.
Yep.
I was kind of expecting it to be like 49-42. I think it was like 28-20 or 27-24. It was a good game nonetheless, but it was Horsky and Messina. I mean, 2 awesome WPIAL quarterbacks going back and forth, blow for blow was fun.
And Horsky just committed to a college. He's going to Robert Morris for lacrosse. He's
Yeah,
a big-time
old
lacrosse
Laxer.
player, so yeah, he'll be going there. And then on top of all those teams, I mentioned Hopewell, who, James Armstrong's doing all these amazing things. They had the 51-50 loss last week, but they've been good. And Freeport and Southmoreland,
I was
both
going to say,
4-0.
don't you dare go over my Freeport Yellow Jackets.
Both 4-0 teams, and then not even mentioned Central Valley. Central Valley, you can never count
Oh,
them
they're
out.
lying in the weeds.
Beaver, who I might have counted off, but then all of a sudden they beat Hopewell 51-50.
Beaver, I do my tier list last week, which was actually really cool. People loved it on Instagram. Do my tier list. Beaver, I put as a rebuild year. They go and beat Hopewell 51-50.
What do
Maybe
you
they-
know, Mr. Insider?
Yeah, obviously
Mr.
not
Outsider
much.
again. Yeah.
Obviously not
Yeah.
much, but yeah, I agree. 3A is really in Greensburg. Salem's having a good year.
Yeah.
I say it's not. I say
Wow,
there's
really?
one team at the top.
Oh, Avonworth.
It's
So
Avonworth.
it's Avonworth and everybody
it's
else.
Avonworth and everybody else. What they just did in the last 2
Yeah.
weeks,
That's impressive.
I mean, we're going to find out, right? Because the Avonworth North Catholic game's coming down the wire. The Avonworth Central Valley game on KDK Plus, that's coming down.
Oh, that's going to be good.
North Catholic and Hopewell, the last game of the regular season, that'll be a barn burner game. But how can you not just watch what Avonworth did to a 4A contender?
It just
A
just
4A
smoked them.
juggernaut.
Just
Yeah.
4A
I mean,
juggernaut.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
what?
Smoked them.
Like
Smoked
that
them.
to me was more impressive than what they did the week before, which was hold Aliquippa to 7 points.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Avonworth should be in the top 5 in your WPIAL top 25.
They were number 6 this week, and looking at the top 25, it's tough. Are you going to put them over Pine? Pine's number 5. That's the territory we're at. Like if Pine Richmond played Thomas Jefferson, what do you think that score would be? Probably something around what Avonworth just did.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
less.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and it's tough to put a 3A team so far up because it's like, the offensive line play. Well, no, this offensive line play
Do
they're
we
like a
disagree
5A line.
that Avonworth would win 4A?
Maybe McKeesport. McKeesport would be the only one.
Oh,
But-
no.
But,
I think Avonworth wins.
but,
Yeah.
they would
I
have
do
to have a healthy come on spell. I mean,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a
But
healthy
like,
come on
think
spell.
about though, like McKeesport had come on spell last year and still weren't able to figure it out against TJ in a championship. Like I agree that they are a different team, and they are a different team with him. But this isn't his first rodeo in terms of
Here's
result.
a question: what conferences in 5A would they win? Probably not the Allegheny Six.
They wouldn't win that one.
Yeah. I mean, they're
And
not
they'd
going to.
compete.
They'd compete.
They're probably not going to beat Alpine.
Probably not
they-
beating Alpine.
But they're competing.
Would
they're
they beat,
competing in 5A.
Would they beat
They're
Woody
competing.
High?
They're
Is the
competing.
question.
Would
Woody
they
High and Penn Trafford.
Oh, that would be some good matchups.
I
Wow.
think
would
they
be great.
could.
I
I
do
think
too.
they
Yeah.
could.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they could.
Yeah.
I think that they definitely a top 4 seed.
They wouldn't be out of place in
No,
in
no.
those games.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's because, I mean, as much as they have some great skill players and Belisarius and Bellinger and Neal, and they have those guys, but it's one in the trenches. Those guys up
Mhm.
front, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Duke Joncourt's got himself a program, man.
Yes, he does. Yes, he
does.
does.
All right, time for what's hot and what's not. We'll let you know what we think this week. Carlo, want to kick us off?
Yeah, I do want to kick us off.
What's
And-
hot?
And what is hot? People are asking. The Indiana Indians
Whoa.
are hot. Taking down Laurel Highlands 48-7 last week. You know, I did my tier list.
Strikes again.
I put them in the bottom ranking, the better luck next year.
Oof.
They were not happy about that. They took it out on poor Laurel Highlands. Laurel Highlands, Mr. Insider apologizes. Mark Zelinskis, first year back. He was rehired after a brief stint from 2012 to 2015. I know his son Jake. Jake is a great player. Was at Pitt, scholarship fullback player at Pitt with me. I'm all in on Indiana right now. I'm feeling very good about them. I hope that Coach Z continues to build this thing upwards and keeps the trajectory going. Very happy. That's who's hot in the WPIAL this week. The Indiana Indians.
The Indians. My hot is going to be a team who has the highest scoring offense in 4A. And if you had said before the season who's going to be the highest scoring offense in 4A, probably going to say TJ, McKeesport, Aliquippa, Mars. You wouldn't say Ringgold, but Ringgold is the highest scoring team in 4A right
Coach
now.
Heller got him cooking.
Break up the Rams, man. Break up the Rams. 3-1 for the first time since 2016, averaging 38.7 points a game. Now, that may not sound like an astronomical number, but please take into account last year they finished next to last in scoring offense in 4A. The year before that, they finished dead last in scoring offense in 4A.
Wow.
And this time last year, they were breaking a 27-game losing
I was going to
streak.
say, he broke that losing streak,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Is
and
this his
now-
second year or third year?
Second year for him.
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, he helps break that streak the first year. Now year 2, now they're all of a sudden competing for a
Kinda
playoff
looking
spot already.
pretty good.
And that's not an easy place to win. You know, they've had some successful coaches down there that haven't been able to figure it out. But Robert Heller's done a great job there. And
If this was a different class, they would be in the playoffs. But 4A only has 8 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah,
It's tough to get in.
it's going to be tough. But I mean, considering that conference, like they're in there with TJ, and there's not maybe a clear cut number 2 team. Char Valley's looking pretty
they look good.
strong.
Yep.
And of course Ringgold looking okay, and yeah, they have a 6'4" quarterback. Dennis Hawkins is playing really well. And the running back Amani Ward's been putting up some really big performances for them. So
And Dimitri Lowe's electrifying.
and Dimitri Lowe's, and Dimitri Lowe. So all of a sudden they have these playmakers.
They were another team. They were on my my WPIAL recap show, and the game wasn't necessarily close, but they started off. I mean, it was like 28-0, like in a snap of a finger. Dimitri Lowe back-to-back touchdowns to start the game, like 60-yarders. So yeah, very electrifying team. The Rams.
3 wins for them. They haven't won more than 3 in a year since 2016. So
Wow.
win number 4 will be a big one for them.
It will be a big one for them. My hot is Pine Richland's Jay Timmons. He has been flying around.
Scorching.
Yeah.
Scorching hot. Picked up an Ohio State offer this week. He's committed to Florida State, by the way.
James Franklin visited him on a helicopter,
Helicopter,
Monday.
yeah.
I mean, you talk about these coaches really not paying any attention to commits now.
Oh no,
These
no,
days,
they
like-
could care less.
It's if anything, all it is something for the kid to put in their Twitter bio.
Like, yeah, to get 2,000 likes on a tweet. Hey, I'm committed
Right.
to Florida State. 2,000 likes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But that could mean nothing. My question is, does he stay committed, or will he jump ship?
Talking to some sources, I do think he stays committed. Penn State was a little bit late in the game on him. I almost put him over Matt Sig as number 1 on the prospect list.
Wow.
It's going to be tough to pull that trigger later in the year as I release my final rankings. I don't know if I can put anybody over Matt Sig, but it's going to be really close with Jay Timmons.
And I mean,
it's going to be really close.
And this is actually a good question because I don't know the answer on how you view this, but is it what you're capable of or what you are doing on the field between the white lines? Because those two things are different, and what we just talked about with Matt Sig kind of being used less.
When I do my prospect list, so it's totally different from my position rankings. Position rankings are what can you do for me right now between the white lines, and I think people get that kind of mixed up, and I probably don't do a great job explaining it.
That's why I asked.
My prospect list, that's almost like what are your chances of going to the NFL type of deal? Like how good can you be later for a college football
The
team?
definition of a prospect.
Correct. Yeah. So I kind of do that the same way like 24/7 and Rivals does. They don't necessarily look at stats. You know, you look at the film, see how they go, and you're really projecting, hey, can he be an NFL player? And here's the rankings: Division I, Division II, Division III. So.
Interesting.
Well, he certainly looks the part, and I think
Yeah.
he will.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a huge push for him. I don't know how much NIL is.
I'll tell you this:
know.
the price has gone up. Whatever Florida State said, the price has gone up.
But I mean, he has the ties there with Florida State. Of course, his dad was the great linebacker there, but his mom went to school there too. So I remember talking to him last year before he really had, I think he only had a couple maybe like MAC offers at the time or something. And, he was really hoping for that Florida State offer at some point. And then, boom, man, he finished last season so strong. And this year, man, he is just really blowing up, man. He's been a late riser, and he just continues to rise.
He hurts people when he hits them.
Yeah,
Like when he hit, like it's like a Mack freaking truck hitting you. Like
It's grown man. Grown man body.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And
You
some
don't
big
get that a
news-
lot.
No.
And some big news with Pine Ridgeland. Khalil Taylor now eligible for the postseason. So
Major.
that's
Major.
So now,
How?
So
honestly, like how? Like what did they say?
yeah. I mean, like, not that we're hating on it.
No.
Yeah,
it's
just
at all. But like, it's just not consistent
It's
at all.
just no
Nothing's consistent.
consistency. No consistency. And Davion Taylor also eligible
Yeah.
for Moon, which
That's
is
huge.
him and Jared
Huge.
Moyer coming off the edge. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a major shakeup in 5A. And I think you have to consider that when you're seeding them now. Like,
Yeah.
taking them off, like Aliquippa last year, I know that they would have loved their two edge rushers in the playoffs. How does Aliquippa's guys not eligible last year? That's the problem I have. And, when they faced TJ last year, they didn't have them. Probably was the difference in the game. How? Just give us guidance on exactly what's going on. Once again, not hating on it. We just
Yeah.
No, and that goes back to my thought on I just think everybody should be eligible. And
yeah.
without going very deep dive of
Right.
parameters, that there would be some, but they would be way less than what they are now, because it's just, at the end of the day, I think a 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid should be allowed to play high school sports regardless of where he moved to or what
Right.
school he's playing for. Like, that's my... if we want to handcuff people in college because there's money involved and stuff like that, I totally understand that. But yeah,
it's they have to do something with the rule book. They have to update.
it's just
they have to
so
update
sad
it.
for
It's-
a kid that just because they weren't able to explain to the board properly.
Yeah, right. Like, how can
I
like
can't
it shouldn't
wrap
be
my head
on the
around that.
kid's burden? Who's some of these kids are 15 years old to explain to the WPIAL board why you transferred to see
Right.
if you're eligible or not. Like, we're putting that on a 15-year-old and their parents who have no idea. I mean,
That's
it makes no.
The
it
kid
makes
likes
no
football. It's 15.
Yeah.
Like, of course that's going to be in the conversation.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
He just wants to play.
Oh my God, that should have been my knot. My knot is the 0-4s. There's 17 WPIL teams that are 0-4 this season. You can add in another three that are 0-3. So over or 20 teams
20 goose eggs.
with no wins yet.
That's not fun. There's only 100 and something in the WPIAL. 127.
It's
Yeah.
about one out of every 6 teams is winless right now.
Good.
That's not good.
Not good. But
That's my knot.
But it's really goes back to, how much do you invest in your program, time and resource wise, because there is a gap. That's just the truth. If you don't really care and you just, hey, the kids are going out to have fun, you're going to see it in the record books.
I also think the classifications, the 6 classes, has really hurt the have-nots.
Oh yeah.
Where, single A would be so much larger.
Yeah.
It would be even larger than it is now. I think double A would be considerably larger, and those teams that end up falling on those bubbles one way or the other struggle.
Yeah, that's a great point, an excellent point. Yeah, and like even the West Mifflin thing, one classification difference, but yet Bethel Park has double the amount of boys. It's
Yeah, there's just such a discrepancy, especially when you climb the classification level. Like even within 5A, there is
even
within
6A.
4A.
NA doubles majority of 6A.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about.
Butler would have been.
Yeah,
Butler would be the biggest.
Yeah,
and that they kind of disprove the whole enrollment makes
they
you
really
good.
do.
Yeah,
But-
to change the 6 class, I mean, it helps some teams, but there are some teams that it certainly did not help.
Yeah,
Some
so-
schools.
But 0-4.
Ofer.
My not.
Mhm.
My 2A projections. I have no idea what to think of this 2A classification. I thought I had an idea. I'm like, oh, South Park is back. I thought that they were going to take a little bit of a rebuild. Obviously, Mr. Insider is Mr. Outsider. And then Steel Valley goes and just wipes
What
the floor
happened
with
there?
them
That
this
was
week.
insane.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm just I don't even know who's who in 2A. Is it Western Beaver number 1? Is it Seton LaSalle number 1?
Yeah.
Is Steel Valley now number 1? Or it's probably just South Allegheny. Somebody brought up on my top 25, which I always enjoyed discourse on my top 25 teams. I put Ringgold in, 3-1 as a 4A school.
Mhm.
Pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody's like, how can Ringgold be on there and South Allegheny not? I'm like, well, South Allegheny's a 2A team. They said, well, South Allegheny beat them by multiple touchdowns. And I look back, I'm like, oh my God, they did. I have no idea what to think about 2A. But I'm excited for the playoffs. I think when it's such a wild card,
2A is going to be
right.
you never know.
Yeah.
And last year was a little bit of a dud, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think this year it's going to be electrifying. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Is South Allegheny number 1 for you guys?
Yeah, they're number 1, but after that, I have no clue. I mean, it was just a crapshoot after that.
Steel Valley just lost to Bishop Canavan, and quite frankly, Bishop Canavan controlled the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
What about Western? Could you arguably say they're the best Beaver?
Not after Beaver bested Hopewell. I think Beaver might be the best Beaver.
Oh, yeah.
The best
But no, Western Beaver, they had a couple guys come to my showcase as well, and a lot of them were running, like Wyatt Spillane, I think his last name is.
Sparbani?
Or Sparbani,
Yeah,
that's what it
Sparbani,
is.
yeah.
I mean, he was clocking in like you couldn't believe, and he did it at multiple camps throughout the year. So Western Beaver has talent. I'm excited to see the Golden Beavers continue to progress. And, they lose Javen Peel. Everybody thought they were, well, obviously they didn't think, but, outsiders were like, oh, Western Beaver lost Javen Peel. There they go. Maybe it was addition by subtraction. Sometimes losing guys makes a team that much closer. I don't know what to think about 2A, but, I would love to see Western Beaver in that championship realm. But Steel Valley doing what they did to South Park throws a big wrench
boy.
into it.
Yeah, Western, the question is, they haven't really played anybody. They beat Southside 32-20, but their wins are against, their other 3 wins are Ambridge, Rochester, and Beaver Falls.
Ambridge is, I don't want to say, they're 4A. They're not great, but
They're 0-4.
They are. I don't think that they're like a bad team.
49-2, Hopewell beat them.
That was Ambridge?
Yeah.
What about Mount Pleasant? Mount Pleasant just beat them.
28-27.
Yeah,
yes.
that was on the highlight show, and it was a blocked extra point. That was the difference there.
Heartbreaker for the Bridgers.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about Ambridge. I don't know. I think that they're a decent team, but 0-4 and blowout losses. I don't know. Maybe I'm not correct there.
That's definitely not supporting your.
Yeah, definitely not supporting the argument.
Oh, look. Always keep your receipts. We do that here.
I mean, but Western Beaver is a perfect example. Like, hey, you never know what it is. But I would love to see Coach Hansen, South Allegheny, kind of get over the hump because
that's a great story.
He's one that deserves a WPIAL title. So that would be cool.
Yeah, we had the great story with the South Allegheny basketball team this past year. Now it's the football team that's kind of taking center stage. So.
Western has outscored their opponents 151-41
Wow.
so far.
Wow.
That's
pretty good.
That's one of the best in the WPIAL.
Pretty good offense.
What's your knot, Brad?
My knot is something, and I'm gonna get a little personal with someone here, and it's not with any of you guys. It's not with a player or a coach. It's with myself. I'm having knee surgery, and it's an RIP to my knee right now. My knee is the knot part right now. Going in, have had this knee problem for about a year, and here I am. Fast forward, and at the ripe young age of 45, going in for a knee replacement tomorrow. So I will be out of action for the foreseeable future, at least in person. I won't be out at any games, and will not be in the studio. But
are you still going to be writing?
I will still be writing, and I'll still be doing the podcast just remotely. But you won't be seeing me at any games anytime soon. So
he thinks he's doing the podcast remotely. Little does he know we're going to him.
Oh my goodness, man! Like I better. I'll put in for a shopping order before that. Man. I'm gonna have to get a lot. Yeah.
We'll do takeout at Champs. It'll be great.
That's right. That's right. Cheese sticks for everybody. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 5 large orders of cheese sticks.
Right.
So the next time you see me, actually this time while you're listening to this podcast, I should have knee number 2 in my life. Made it through 45 with number 1. But I'll leave this segment with a joke here. Why don't knees make good detectives? Why don't knees make good detectives?
Because they easily get bent out of shape.
That's pretty good, but no, because they buckle under pressure.
Okay, very good.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're gonna all need a break to laugh at that one.
I thought it was pretty good.
I'd say good, that's a knee slapper, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
That was. I knew there was something.
I just don't want to slap my knee.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
be careful.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, Carlo will sit down with our good friend from
Black Bear Fundraising and
Vertical Race. Thank you. We'll hand off the Player of the Game and Coach of the Player of the Week and Coach of the Week awards. And when we come back, the gentleman will hand out another edition of the Whippies. That's all to come and more on this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Stick around.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show, Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
Welcome back inside the WIPY Insider Show, presented by Home Team Collections and Edgar Snyder and Associates. I'm your host and WIPY Insider, Carlos Offco, and we have our friendly reoccurring guest, Tom Poljak, back with Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh. And we had an unbelievable week for the Player of the Week and the Coach of the Week. Let's start with the Coach of the Week first. Tom, you were out at the Wolverina. How was Coach Tarrant and Woody High?
I'll tell you what a good dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just a genuinely good guy. I mean, you get that good vibe. After walking on that field for about 30, 40 seconds, you knew the regiment was there. You knew they were a team on a mission. There was all business, and it was just great to see. He wasn't like expecting me, but as soon as I was on the sideline, they're like, Coach, get over here. I'm like,
really?
Once again, I'm like, no. And he came over and he saw it. And he was just like, "Oh man, let's go on the other side of the field."
Wonderful.
You know, I really enjoyed talking to him. I'm glad I went out and met with him.
He's a great man. He was a Division II coach for a while, I believe, at Cal U.
Yes.
In the PSAC. But his son Prince, we had him at KDKA Radio's Media Day, and just the maturity, the down to earth, but also goal oriented, and like, hey, we're Woodland Hills, we're getting back to here, we're doing this, we're doing that. It was so articulated and so like you could feel the fire and the passion, and that's his son. So I can only imagine, it's passed down on to him.
Well, you could tell where he got it. For sure. No doubt.
No doubt. So yeah, well, we'll play the video right here of Coach Tarrant accepting his Coach of the Week award, and it was really over Penn Trafford. Penn Trafford was 3-0. This could have been for the de facto conference championship. This
49-21.
And
I mean,
they
are big
really
numbers.
left a statement on the conference as well. So we'll play the video right here.
Welcome back, everyone. Tom Poljak with you again on the WPIAL Insider Show. Each and every week, we bring you the Coach and the Player of the Week award for the entire season. It's brought to you by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh. And this week, we're here at Woodland Hills, a.k.a. Woody High. Coach Tarrant,
Yes,
congratulations.
Sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a tremendous honor to be named Coach of the Week here, WIPY Insider Show. I just really want to thank you guys for this opportunity and for this prestigious award. Thank you so much.
Well, you're coming off a big win. Obviously, that's why I'm here on Friday. What was it, 49?
49-21.
49-21.
Over Penn Trafford.
Coming into the game, 3-0.
Yes. 3-0 football team. One of our toughest teams in our conference. So we know it was going to be a big matchup there in the Big East. But I tell you what, very, very proud of how the boys approached the game all week, how they prepared, how they performed, and also how they executed at the end of the day. A lot of turnovers, a lot to be proud of in that win. And again, got a big win right there, right out the gate in a conference opener against probably our toughest conference opponent.
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about next. That brutal early schedule.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it seems like you had your players focused. 18 returning seniors, 4 returning all-conference players. Sometimes it's hard. You have that brutal beginning of the season, but it seems like you have players that don't want to quit, and that's tremendous.
Yeah, you got to tip your hat to the players. We always try to put together a good exhibition schedule. So we started out with North Allegheny, obviously a 6A powerhouse. Come back with our rival, Penn Hills, at their place, and then we come back with Central Catholic at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium. So there's a lot of things going on in those first 3 games. Ohio trip overnight at the DoubleTree. Players really enjoyed it, enjoyed all the food that we got and all the hotel accommodations. Then we go out and, to finish off our exhibition schedule, and didn't play so well, got 58-20 at Central, but there's a lot that we always take away from the Central Catholic game. It always prepares us for the rest of our conference load that we have facing us. And again, 1 and 2 in the exhibition schedule, but I do think it was a successful 3 games, and obviously we opened up the conference with a tremendous performance. So
that brutal schedule,
Yes.
you're being kind.
Yeah.
You guys played good against some great teams.
Yeah.
And like you said, prepared you well for the conference. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Anyone out there you want to thank, or anyone you want to call out from
I
your
want
team?
to thank actually the Pro Football Hall of Fame folks who put that trip together for us, welcomed us with open arms, gave us a wonderful tour of the facility. I mean, we almost stayed the night in there. We didn't want to leave. And, I just also want to thank our administrators, our principals, Mrs. Bands and Principal Greenwich. And also, I couldn't do any of this without my 2 guys, Julian Turner and Tamir Brown, who is our AD and our assistant AD. We appreciate the support, and everything goes into getting this reward, every hand.
Team effort,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. Well, my partner in crime, Vince DeVivo, he wanted to be out here. Unfortunately, he had something come up at the last minute. So congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And stay healthy this season.
Yes, sir.
And don't forget, everyone, we're coming to you every single week on a WPIAL Insider Show. We're going to give a Player and Coach of the Week award every single week. And it's brought to us by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh. Coach, thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
And that was Coach Turan, and he is awesome. I did when I was on KDKA radio, we did the Central Catholic game, and going into halftime, they were down at Central, and we did an interview for him, and he said, it would be great if we could get a call. He said there was the worst holding penalty. He just went on a little mini rant, and it was just electric. I love everything about Coach Turan. He's exactly what Woody High needs. He's turned around the ship because Woody High was dipping for a little bit there. Yeah. He's turned it right back around. We're wishing him all the best. Yeah, taking down 3-0 Penn Trafford. They had that loss to North Allegheny earlier in the year, and then Central Catholic. So Woody High back on track, and what was there?
Third year in, he's returning a lot of talent.
Yeah,
it's just 18 seniors coming back,
and this was really the game of the year. It was like those seniors. Hey, if you lose to Penn Trafford, you probably lose the conference and you start 1-3. Then how do you get back on? All of a sudden, Woody High is woken back up. And not that they were asleep, but, having that schedule of Central Catholic and North Allegheny early. Good test.
Penn Hills, too.
In Penn Hills. Hills, yeah.
If you think about a better way of preparing for your conference than just going at it like that.
Oh, yeah.
And a team could go one way or the other.
Absolutely.
They could just say, oh, my gosh. But, when I interviewed him, I talked to him. I says, obviously you have your players in the right place.
Yeah.
And you could tell. You don't come off of those games,
right?
And just not be prepared for your season. And he's just doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Woody High back. The highlights, if you wanted to see the highlights of Woodland Hills and Penn Trafford, it was on the WPIAL recap show, the highlight show on Sunday. So be sure to go check that out if you haven't. Because let me tell you, one of my favorite players in the WPIAL is Cam Walter, the quarterback. My favorite player in the WPIAL is Scoop Smith, the receiver, and he was electrifying yet again, had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. Penn Trafford said, what, we're not kicking it to Scoop. Woodland Hills just pitched it to him, and he goes and scores. So it was electrifying. So
it's fun for the community again.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, so shout out to Coach Durant, WPIAL Coach of the Week. Player of the Week, James Boo Boo Armstrong. And this was another one I had to put on the WPIAL recap show. If you want to go see James just light up Beaver, please go check it out on Sunday. And he did this all in a loss. They lost, maybe it could have been the WPIAL play or WPIAL game of the year, 51-50 in regulation, did not go to overtime. James, over 600 yards of offense. How many different touchdowns did he have, Tom? I think it was 6.
Yeah, but 609 yards. But the thing that stood out the most was, in my mind, 263 yards rushing on only 22 attempts.
Yeah, he had a 75-yard touchdown that will probably be the WPIAL play of the year. I can't imagine anybody topping it. I think I counted 7 broken tackles, a stiff arm, a spin move. It was electrifying. And the kid's only a sophomore. And I heard he's pretty big, Tom. We're going to see it on video in a little bit.
This is the point where I normally take the picture and bring it up. Well, we went out, we did both interviews this week, and it's so funny because before I go into the interview, I just say, look, there's going to be no surprises. There's going to be no gotchas. Go over some things, and he was very intrigued. And I said to him, I said, my man, I said, you're going to make me look smaller than I already am. And he goes, oh, I'm not that big. Well, you're going to see how big he is.
He's big, all right.
I'm 5'8" and some change.
Especially
and
for a
you're
sophomore.
Oh, my God.
And we get his nickname. We find out why he's called Boo Boo as well.
He finally reveled it.
Finally
he
reveals it on the
revealed
WPIAL
it to
Insider
the
Show.
WPIAL Insider Show.
I'm very much looking forward to that. Actually, let's play the James Boo Boo Armstrong the interview right here, right now.
Welcome back, everyone. This and every week during the football season, we bring you the Player and Coach of the Week Award, brought to you by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh. And this week we're at Hopewell. James Armstrong, congratulations, man! Great game.
Thank you.
My goodness, you know you're putting up numbers like a video game. You had what, 609 yards total offense?
Yeah, 609.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, it was. I felt like I tried to do my part to try to win the game. It was bad that we lost, and I would take the game back to try to win that game. But I mean, I still try my best, and I just work for this every week. So
absolutely, and it wasn't like it was a bad loss. You went for 2, and it just came up a little bit short. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we should have. I mean, I wanted the ball in my hand at that time for the 2-point conversion, but things happen. So I'm not gonna think about the past. I'm just gonna be worrying about this week against Avonworth.
That's tremendous. Way to go. And once again, you had 263 yards on 22 carries. That's tremendous for anyone. Okay, so like you said, let's move forward. You had a big week. Monday, you had a couple phone calls from 2 legends.
Yeah.
You got James Franklin from Penn State and Bill Belichick from North Carolina. How cool was that?
I mean, it's really cool. It's really like, it's a great thing whenever you put in work all the time. You put in work on all off season, and then you finally get rewarded for it. So I'm really just grateful for every opportunity I get to play football at the next level.
And a little bit earlier, or was it last year, you already had offers from Pitt, correct?
Yeah, I had an offer from Pitt, Akron, Delaware State, and Sacramento State.
Very good, very good. Well, one thing that I found was interesting, you were invited to a lot of great camps.
Yeah.
You had, you had Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, Indiana, Virginia, and you also had Alabama. That's pretty impressive there.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I didn't end up attending a lot of those because we had a passing, and my grandfather passed away over the summer, and my dad's my only transportation. So I was planning to go a bunch of them, but this off season, I know I'm going to be attending a lot more camps, trying to just get my name out there to every college coach and just finishing out the season.
Absolutely. Being a sophomore, you got a little bit of time. I will tell you this, though. If you choose to go to camp at Alabama, that's where my daughter went. If you get offered after visiting there, I know the local coaches are going to be mad at me, but you're going to have a hard time saying no to that school. So I'm rooting for that, even though the local coaches are going to be mad at me. Okay, so forget about all that. The coolest thing, and the thing I'm most excited to hear about, the nickname Boo Boo. Where did that come from?
All right, so this is finally, I'm finally addressing it. It's from my grandma. My grandma gave me, my brother, and my sister nicknames, and my nickname was just the only one that stuck with me for my whole life. I don't really know why, but I just know it did, and it was Boo Boo.
James, congratulations once again. Stay healthy. Have a great rest of the season, and couldn't be more proud of you.
All right, thank you.
And once again, WPIAL Insider Show, we're proud to present this award for the player and coach every single week during the season, and brought to you by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, what a great kid, Tom. I mean, he
Fantastic.
I'm rooting for all of his success. I can remember when I was still at the University of Pittsburgh, my final summer there, he came to our prospect camp as an 8th grader. And it was kind of like, hey, this kid's going to be the next big thing, going to Hopewell. And I can remember people saying, like, he's going to Hopewell. And, some people on staff were like, oh, trust me, he is very, very deeply tied to Hopewell, wants to bring that program back to life.
Sure.
And him and Coach Motts are a perfect duo together. So we're rooting for the Vikings here. I know that they lost against Beaver in heartbreaking fashion, but boy, was that, they're going to look back on that in 40 years and be like, that was a heck of a game, and what a performance by Boo Boo. 600 yards as a sophomore. Mesmerizing, my friend.
One of the greatest performances in WPIAL history, for sure.
Statistically, it legitimately is like a top 5 performance in WPIAL history. And I'll tell you this: when I was doing the cut up for the highlight show this week, I was remember thinking to myself, like, I haven't seen a sophomore quarterback like this in a long time. Even like the guys we recruited at Pittsburgh, like across the country, like the throws he's making, how he's delivering them, the ability to run the ball, and he's only a sophomore. I was like, I texted some guys at Pitt, like, hey, that Armstrong is the real deal. And they said, oh, he's only going to get better. And then, of course, James Franklin just offered him. Bill Belichick just offered him.
What a Monday.
So, yeah, what a Monday for Miss Andy was the WIPY. I mean, those are great. The WIPY Insider Player of the Week is the top. So, no, of course, we're kidding.
But I had a lot of fun with them, too, talking about Alabama. And I'm sure I'm going to upset some local coaches. Sorry, Bobby Palco. But my daughter
You're
going to
tied to Bama.
My daughter going to Alabama. And I told him, I said, you go to camp there next year. I said, and if they offer you, I said, you're going there. He just grinned. He just laughed.
He'll be going down in a Black Bear fundraising hat, all NIL'd out.
I love the fact that we were having fun.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I said to him. I said, let's have some fun with this. And he did. He embraced it, and poised for a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get thrown into things like this, and it could be a little intimidating and everything, but he handled it like a champ, and already has that adult body in a young man.
Yeah.
And you could see by how he towered over me. And it's so funny because I said, you know, you're going to make me look small in this video. He goes, I'm not that big. I'm like, my goodness, wait until you grow a little bit.
Not that big for a freshman in college, maybe.
Yeah, once you start growing a little bit, it's going to get scary.
Well, we appreciate you going out to Hopewell and Woodland Hills, Tom. Are you guys still hiring at Vertical Raise?
Yes, we are. We're still looking for a rep or two in the area. So
okay, so if you are interested, Tom's information down there. Once again, can't thank Black Bear Fundraising enough or Vertical Raise enough. How's my man Vinny doing?
Vinny's doing good. He was actually gonna come out to Woody High with me, but something happened late in the day. He couldn't do it, but we'll get him out there, or we'll get him in studio.
I would love to have him in studio, and I'll tell you this: I love to have another WIPY buddy to chat WIPY ball with. So that's been fun as well.
You better allot twice as much time because my man Vince loves to talk. He loves ball
he's a football guy
no one you've ever met. So there you go.
So special thanks to Tom Poljak, Vinny DeVivo, and Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise. This is the WIPY Insider Show. We'll be right back right after this.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show, Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
You spend your life on the field, in the gym, or on the court. You know what it means to be part of a team, to push for a goal, and to chase a win. What if you could take that same drive and turn it into a high-paying career? BMAC Logistics is looking for people just like you for their Beaver and North Shore Pittsburgh office locations. BMAC is a top 100 freight brokerage in the U.S., and they know what the best athletes make to make the best sales professionals. Why? Because you're already wired for success. You're competitive, you know how to work with a team, and you're not afraid of rolling up your sleeves and putting in that hard work to get the ultimate reward. At BMAC Logistics, you'll join a high-energy team as an inside sales representative. It doesn't matter if you're fresh out of high school, college, or already have some experience. BMAC Logistics will give you the training and the support you need to succeed. If you have that natural hunger to win, you could be earning a six-figure salary within the first 15 to 18 months. Ready to take your competitive spirit to the next game, to the next rewarding career? Join the swarm at BMAC Logistics and apply today. Thanks for BMAC Logistics for sponsoring the WIPY Insider Show.
Welcome back inside the WPIAL Insider Show with Carlos Zofko, Brad Everett, Matt Fargo with you. All presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Easy for me to say. We continue our season 3, episode number 5, going into week number 4. Keeping up with all these numbers, right?
I'm not at all.
No,
They really do just need to go away with weeks.
This is the worst part of the
I
year.
didn't mind it for a long time. It totally throws me for a loop.
I know.
As I'm editing podcasts and videos, I'm like, what freaking week is it? Like, I don't even know.
Right.
Like,
Because you're doing 4-0, and you're like, well, it's not.
it's not week 4.
It can't be week 4 because they played 4 weeks. No, we wrong. You are.
Yeah, it's baffling, but
yeah, I'm not a
here we
huge
are.
fan of it, but I mean, there are people that just lose their head over that thing. So, but,
oh yeah. Mike White being one of them for the post because every week on KDK radio, he's like, I hate that week series. Like, we need to quit it. Like, oh, we can lead the charge.
Yeah, maybe they'll change it.
Yep.
Maybe we'll hand out an award to somebody that can make a change with it in this week's edition of the WIPYs. As we'll hand out these weekly awards. Who wants to lead us off?
I'll start it off this week. I'll be giving out the Getting Off the Mat Award, and that's going to be going getting off, not Matt Fargo, but getting off like the mat. You know, like you're in a boxing fight and you get knocked down. And it's not about how hard you fall or when you fall. It's about bouncing back and jumping back up. And this award goes to Bishop Canavan.
Nice,
because they had not a great start, 0-2. And that included they blew a 21-point halftime lead in the opening game, and they lost to Clarkson, Canada, by a touchdown. And then week 1, although it was really week 2, but it was week 1 because week 0 and week 1, they played Seton LaSalle, 7-0 lead in that game. They ended up losing by a couple touchdowns. So the Rod Still era here, Rod Still in his first season in Canada, not getting off to a good start. However, the Crusaders bounce back big time. The week after that, they come and they beat number 1 Still Valley, who is a class higher than Canavan. Canavan 1A, Still Valley 2A.
Revenge game for Rod.
Which was a revenge game for Rod, the Rod Still Bowl. Of course, he led them the WPIAL titles and the state title. And then last week they go and they beat Laurel 46-28, a Laurel team that was unbeaten and playing really well and looking like one of the better
some
teams
outsiders
Class
said
1A.
could beat Clarendon or Fort Cherry.
I don't know who would say something like that.
I don't know either.
But the Crusaders bouncing back. Justin Melvin, school record, 4 touchdown catches against Laurel. And it's looking like Canavan, they got a good chance to be 5-2 heading into a week 7 showdown with Fort Cherry. One of their kids too, freshman Nouveau Bone. I don't know if he's any relation to Crazy Bone or Busy Bone or any of the, I'm probably outdating myself.
He has a bone to pick with you.
Bone to pick with me, but freshman running back picked up an offer from Florida State over the weekend, so that's nothing to sneeze about right there. Florida State made their rounds offering a couple of top WPIAL players.
That honestly kind of pissed me off, honestly.
Wow.
You're not a Mike Norvell fan or what?
I know we're going off on a tangent. Well, really, I am. I mean, to offer all these 9th and 10th grade, these are all non-committable offers. And if they are committable, these kids should commit immediately to Florida State. But you just want to help out some buddies in the area and throw, like, those kids have no idea what they're getting into. They think they're now Florida State caliber players. They might be holding off on other offers. You've seen it with Brad Birch. He got the Oregon offer early at Gateway, held off on a ton of offers, and all of a sudden on signing day, he's kind of looking around. And not to single out Brad, because it's happened dozens of times. These kids get these ridiculous offers early, and then on signing day, they're like, well, where are my offers? Yeah, they're all playing a game and helping out buddies in the area. There's a major bone with me to pick, but like...
It really tricks kids that don't understand.
They have no understand what they don't understand what they're getting into, and it's 9th and 10th, and they do it with 9th and 10th graders because they know that they can get out of it in 2 years. Like, oh, that was so long ago. So and this coach left. There's a million ways to get out of it. So I mean,
they don't even know if they're going to have a job in that minute long.
Correct. Yeah. This Florida State offer spree. What a freaking joke! And it's a shame that there are some kids out there that have no idea that these offers aren't even committable. And if they are committable, call up that coach that offered you and commit on the spot.
Right on
Let
the
me
spot,
tell you, 'cause that's a top 10 program.
But
play the hand you're dealt, kids.
But with it being a verbal, it matters as much as it does.
Yeah.
If a player commits and then decommits, it's the same way for the school, right? Like if a kid's committing to Florida State, even if it is a committable offer, Florida State can pull that away before signing day.
No doubt, but here's where I have a problem. These kids now won't go to prospect camps locally in the area. They aren't going to go to that pick
Because
camp.
I'm a Florida State recruit.
Why would they go to the West Virginia camp or the Duquesne camp or the Robert Morris camp? They have a Florida State offer. Why would they go to those?
Point.
All of a sudden, that actually hurts your recruitment. It doesn't help it. So yeah. So sorry for ruining your whippy there, Brad. But it just I forgot about that. That should have been my knot. It freaking pissed me off.
We both had knots.
Tell us how you really feel. Yeah.
And not knots.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brad. Go ahead.
Yeah, was that it? Was
That's all I had to say. Yeah, that's all I had to say.
It was so long ago, I forgot what the knot was.
I forgot what the award even was. Yeah. Did I even give one? I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the award title again?
It was the getting off the mat.
Matt. Yeah,
Getting
we
off the
remembered
mat.
And I said, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Bishop Canavan, of course. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
All right, my whippy is the Legacy Lookout Award. I called the game on Friday, Bethel Park, and later in the game, quarterback steps in by the name of Max Novak, the grandson of George Novak.
No way. Yeah.
And we talked to Phil Peckich before the game, and he said he's very high on Max. Little raw. He spent some time in the Southern Columbia program.
Really? Out in the middle state?
Yeah, out in the middle of the state. I believe they went out, lived closer to Mom's parents at some point. Now they're back in the Bethel Park, where he was originally from, in the Bethel Park School District. They're back there. And so, as football fans, we know Southern Columbia doesn't really throw very much.
Right.
But he's a dual threat quarterback, class of 2028. Of course, Pap won 306 games for Steel Valley and Woody High, and one of the most legendary coaches in the WPIAL, over 300 wins, one of only 3 coaches in the WIPY to have over 300, and only one of 7 that win 6 WPIAL titles.
Wow.
But I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In blowout games, you're not expecting big moments to happen later on in games, but as it kind of happened 2 years ago, we saw Armand Hill for the first time and the freshman on the showcase. Yeah. And now I said, well, maybe we'll be talking about, we saw Max Novak's first varsity action.
Yeah, very cool.
That's really cool. George Novak, one of my all-time favorite coaches in the WIPY, just such a gentleman, and is just awesome coach, but just an awesome guy.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. He was, when I started WIPY Insider as an 18-year-old, I remember going to Woody High's practice or something, being like, oh man, there's Coach Novak. I need to stay out of this guy's way. He called me over. Was like, hey, whatever you need, kid. I was like, oh, thanks. Just very. I mean, he didn't have to do that. Like I was some little twerp on the sideline.
I have the same memories. Him being the athletic director and the football coach, obviously helped back then. Was always a great. One of the guys that carried the torch so well for the WPIAL.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
And I'm excited for Max.
Yeah, of course, Rob Gronkowski played one season, played a senior year at Woodland Hills under George Novak. And I remember talking to George about, like when Gronk would come back to Pittsburgh and play the Steelers, he would always hook up his old coach with tickets, even though, they weren't together that long or anything like that. But, I could.
He was at
he was at
the weight room opening.
They did that last year. That's right. That's right. So, you could just tell by like the alums, the guys that have played for him, just how much respect they have for him, just the type of guy he is.
Very cool.
My whippy, the Game of the Year award, and it goes to Beaver and Hopewell. Just going back and forth. If you haven't checked it out on the highlight show, trust me, you're going to want to see it. James Armstrong, he was our player of the week, of course. What that kid can do with the football, I texted a couple pit coaches like, that kid's for real, like best quarterback around here in a long time. And even as a sophomore, like where he's putting the ball, how far he's throwing the ball, and it's no coincidence. He's been up to Penn State a couple times this year, didn't come back with an offer. It's no coincidence James Franklin offered him in school. I mean, I'm sure that tape made it up to Happy Valley and was like, hey, I know you guys number 2 in the country, probably can get your pick of the litter of quarterbacks. Probably want to prioritize this guy.
No
Bill
kidding.
Belichick offered him as well.
It was a
It's
big
going to
weekend.
be. I think there's going to be a lot more coming. So yeah, James Armstrong was awesome, and he was on the losing side of it. Beaver, unbelievable comeback. They go down early. Their kicker just kept them in the game, kept making field goals. Philip Marino with a pick 6 late in the game that kind of turned the tides. Pretty much what it came down to. Beaver scores, goes up with like a minute something left. By 7, James Armstrong comes down again, throws an absolute beauty of a crossing pattern in the back of the end zone. They go for 2, and Beaver holds strong with 6 seconds left and won the game. It was really, really awesome. Coach Court Rouse and the Beaver Bobcats, you know, I had them on my rebuild year in my tier list. Once again, that's that WIPY outsider over there. I don't know who this WIPY outsider guy is, but he had a
Wish
bad
it
week
would
last week.
Extend out to picks.
Yeah, honestly, WIPY insider is on the picks. WIPY outsider on everything else. But game of the year, Beaver and Hopewell.
I think James Armstrong, one of the breakout stars in the WPIAL this year. There hasn't been a 5-star quarterback from the WPIAL since Terrell Pryor. And I know 5 stars, I mean, there's only a couple nationally every year. So that's not. Is there a chance there with him?
I do. After watching that game, I would have said no preseason. I think that there's a chance. I think he'll definitely be a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Normally, like the top 3 or 5 stars. He's going to be on that bubble. It'll probably depend on how he does in like that Elite 11.
That's what I'm saying. Like he'll probably be like an Elite 11 guy, which doesn't happen around here.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. He was very
Russell
impressive.
Shell type for Hopewell. They're going to live through that again.
And not to mention, when he was coming up, everybody knew he was kind of a guy. And I can remember people telling me he's staying at Hopewell. Because at that point, when you live in Hopewell in Beaver County, you can just move across the street and be at a million different schools, you know. So he kind of, quote unquote, had his pick of the litter and stayed at Hopewell, wanted to rebuild the program. Coach Motz is doing an awesome job as well. I'm excited about these Hopewell Vikings.
Yeah,
so.
that's cool. Yeah. That's very cool. All right, let's jump into some picks. Previews of the top games of the WPIAL this week. You know how it goes. But before we do that, how did we do last week? I went 7-3. Brad and Carlo went 8-2. Lost another game. Falling behind here.
Laurel on Saturday evening. I thought I could have went 9-1. Put you guys in the dust.
Big swing game.
Big swing game. I was on the island and Bishop Canevin. I mean, credit to Bishop Canevin. They're a lot better than what I obviously gave them credit for. So.
Yeah, after going on the island and picking Avonworth to beat Aliquippa, I was dumb enough to go on the island and pick against Avonworth.
You were
What was I thinking?
Why would you do that?
But honestly, the score from the year prior, to have a score, what was score differential? Close to 80 points from the year prior.
I think so, yeah.
Bonkers.
Yeah. But I know I'll pick up a game on this one. North Allegheny at Norwin. The Tigers take on the Norwin Knights.
Has come. The prophecy will be fulfilled. Give me the Knights. Give me Tristan Tavares. Give me Tristan Tavares. I've been waiting for this game.
He's been waiting the whole
Brad
year.
put it number 1 for a reason. Listen, I was talking to some 6A coaches, okay? And they were like, I don't know what you think about this Tavares because I think he's really good. I said, let me tell you what I think about Tavares. Top 5 WPIAL player right now. Sure, he's not going to have the offers. Who gives a crap about those offers? Right now, this is what I'm worried about. He's a problem, and I think he's going to be giving defensive coordinators nightmares. Tristan Tavares, he's not getting injured this year. We're knocking on wood. They had them last year. He got injured early in the second quarter. Norwin, my big upset pick of the season over North Allegheny. Here it is.
Would be a gigantic upset. Yeah, and
Sure would.
Just like you said, 14-8 at halftime. Norwin was up last year. Norwin
People
was
forget.
up 14-8 at the half, and then Tavares got hurt, and and Norwin's offense was not heard from again in that game.
That's the problem. Is it really is you live and die with him.
Yeah.
So
Right, but I mean, to have him in the lineup, I think they have a chance. We're thinking both of these teams won games last week, 56-13, both of them.
Who did NA play?
NA played Hempfield, and I mean that was and they were pretty good against a Hempfield team that had not lost a game headed to there.
Oh no! What did I do?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Pickwick upset. said pick of the week.
And while I think this will be a close one, I am going to go with the NA Tigers. Give me the Tigers there.
North
forgot it was
North
Hempfield.
Allegheny. Give me the
Hey,
Tigers.
Seneca's pretty good too. Oh no!
All right. Picks are locked in. We're moving on.
No changing now.
McKeesport is at Upper St. Clair. The Panthers, I tweeted something last week, Carlo, that got a little bit of the Panther layer
What'd you
upset.
say?
I said Upper St. Clair's played JV opponents to this point.
You're not wrong, my friend. You're
Don't-
not wrong,
they
my
haven't
friend.
played anybody
You're not wrong.
yet.
I mean, they don't get to pick their opponents.
I
Who
understand
they play
that.
week 0 though? Was that Canamac?
Lebo.
Oh, it's Lebo. Well, that's a rivalry. At least they're doing. It's not their fault. Lebo can't get on the right track.
That's a point. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not their fault.
I'll say that though. I think we're going to go back to what we were just saying about come on spell and not probably playing in this game. They're probably going to hold him out for the conference run, which is a pretty grueling one. Even with him, I still think the Panthers
I
find
would
a
probably
way.
take USC even if Come on played.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Panthers. Mr. Hellman.
This is how you do it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 This is how you do it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Can you believe this
Goodness,
guy?
man.
Or is it this? This is cool too. If you
Oh,
get
yeah.
the thumbs,
Flashback,
yeah.
flashback to last season when this guy was just giving.
I'm not even saying it.
I mean, I shouldn't even say it. You guys know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys saw it last year. so.
The parody, I still can't get over the parody podcast
Oh,
that student
that was-
section put out. That was
Oh, yeah,
electrifying.
that was good.
I don't know what was the best part. Was your comments about Bethel or them using crickets?
Crickets. I know. Like, did they not like my opinion? Did they not care? I have no idea. Yeah,
And
I'll
then
never.
Whoever the kid that played me was like, "Thanks, Brad." That was
It was
fan-
awesome.
I need to get to
good.
the
It was
bottom of
awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's so good. But I'll have words to say about Upper St. Clair later. But I'm taking them in this game.
I'm taking them as well. Ethan Hellman's too much right now.
Yeah, Ethan Hellman too much. And that defense has only given up 23 points. Top defense in 5A, or at least statistically, Peters has a really good defense too. But yeah, give me USC.
Did you see Lucas Shanavelt's pick 6?
I did not.
The one-handed.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man. It's going to be on the Steelers High School Showcase top 10 plays, of course.
Wow.
But it is one where, you have to rewatch it like 7 times to even grasp what happened. It's really cool.
Wow.
Mars is at Montour. The Planets
It's a
come
good game.
up short last week.
No, 2 weeks ago. Against
2 weeks
Quip.
ago
Yeah.
against Quip. Which week were we talking
No,
about?
it was last week.
It was
Yeah,
last
sorry.
week, yeah.
The
Why
outsiders.
were you
today.
looking
the
at me like I
Because
was
I'm
crazy?
today I'm
Gosh,
WIPY
Tom,
outsider.
I should never.
I'm
I
WIPY
listen
outsider
to Edge
today.
90
I
and
know.
Vince Duffy says, "Don't listen to Carlo." That's the best
Yeah.
advice you could give anybody.
Yeah. Tunnel vision.
Oh,
Right.
jeez. They were winning majority of the game though. This was
Right.
that was a good game.
Yep. Well, they
Who'd take it?
lost. I'm taking Montour at home.
Ooh, man, you could make up some games this week.
Yeah, I just think Mars was very unimpressive at North Hills, and I think that they could get it together. But Montour at home,
Brandon Bennett's fun to watch. Another super sophomore lefty
Yeah.
quarterback.
I think and every week for those sophomore quarterbacks is
Ye-
like a season.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Montour in a close one.
I like Gabe Hine. I like the Planets. I think they get it done. Give me Mars.
Yeah, last time these two teams played, they combined for 90 points in the Whip Your quarterfinals last year.
Awesome game.
48-42. Eric Kasparovich Jr. was just
He's not a
running.
junior. Not a junior.
No, he's not. He's not a junior.
Different
He's-
middle names. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They've corrected me
Eric
many times.
Kasparovich. Young Eric Kasparovich. Young Eric Kasparovich had 6 second-half touchdowns in that game. He was amazing. I think this will be much lower scoring, but Mars unbeaten on the road so far. Give me the Planets.
In an island, I sail.
Have some of that, Matt.
I don't like my island picks very much this year, but you got to do it when you got to do it, and you picked Norwin. So
And you pick Norway.
Ringgold is at Southmoreland. A battle between the Rams and the Scotties of
Yes.
Southmoreland. Bradley.
Yeah, 4-0 Southmoreland against 3-1 Ringgold. Who would have expected this would have been one of our games here before the season? But both of these teams off to great starts. I'm going to
Carlo
side here.
had this in his preseason game of the year possibilities.
He did. Most definitely. Southmoreland already 2 wins. They're a 3A team, but already 2 wins against 4A teams. They had beaten Laurel Highlands and Blackhawk. This will be a 3rd win over a 4A team for Southmoreland. Give me the Scotties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Give me the Rams. What are you doing, Brad?
The same guy that says the hot award, like I gave Ringgold my hot. And
I don't
here
like
I am,
this
and
at
here I am
all.
picking Southmoreland.
Oh.
Wow.
And
I'm surprised you did that.
and now it's really forcing Matt's hand.
You like Dawson Wolf, huh?
I do like Dawson Wolf, and I like Jackson Mickens too. Yep.
I'm going to have to give Coach Heller a nice little note. You better win Friday.
I'd love to put you on the
I know. Yeah, look at you. You're thinking about
I
it.
really am. Gosh, I'll go Ringgold. That's who I wanted to pick, and I'll go Ringgold.
Vince Duffy at Edge 90 says, go with your picks. Write them down
Right.
beforehand. Don't let people sway you.
Right. And I feel like I did that last week, and silly. Hopewell is at Avonworth. The Vikings head to Lope Country to take on the Avonworth Antelopes. I'm really interested in this game because I think it's a barometer game for Hopewell. Don't think they're going to win the
Agreed.
game, but I think that this is a measuring stick of actually what we were talking about earlier on in the show, which is how good is 3A, and is it loaded, or is there have and everybody else being Avonworth? Everybody comes back down to the regular classification, 3A showdown. Avonworth wins, and I'm going to say by 2 touchdowns. I think Hopewell's a year away.
Yeah, this game, I would have said that we probably would have been hyping this up a lot more if Hopewell had won last
If they
week.
just
but
pulled it out.
but
yeah.
that kind of took some of the luster off the game that they lost to Beaver. But they were the best Beaver award though in that game. But I mean, really, at this
Lopes lost
point,
to Beaver last year, though.
They did. They did. But I mean, like based off how Avonworth's been playing, it's tough to pick them against. It's tough to pick against them against any team they play right now. Just how good they've been. So I'm gonna take Avonworth, and I think by 2 touchdowns. I think Hopewell, they're a playoff team. They could make a run in the playoffs, but as far as being being just a dominant team, they're still probably a year away from that. But hey, they could prove me wrong on Friday.
Hopewell will be on the Steelers showcase next year. You can
pencil that one in.
Yeah,
That's
put
the-
that one in
pencil
there.
that
Yeah, that would be on
absolutely
there.
gonna. Can't wait to go back to Tony Dorsett Stadium.
I will also take the Lopes, though. You guys hit the nail right on the head. 2 touchdowns.
South Allegheny is at South Park. Gladiators go to Eagles country after South Park and Steel Valley. They gave me 1 touchdown last year in that barn burner of a game, and then Steel Valley racked it up.
Did the Eagles lay an egg last week?
Yeah,
Oh,
almost.
there you go.
Almost.
Nice.
7 points?
7 points, yeah.
As many as they needed to win in the first meeting of those 2 teams last year. This one, this is interesting to me, Brad, with South Allegheny. I feel like this would be harder one to pick after if South Park would have even kept the game against Steel Valley close.
This might have been an upset pick, actually. You
Yeah.
might have been like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, can they spring this?"
Gladiators.
Okay.
Gladiators.
Gladiators.
Wow.
Across the
Wow.
board.
I think we were all
Someone's
kind
going to
of
be wrong
I
here.
think we were all kind of waiting for the shoe to fall for South Park, and
Yeah.
it didn't for a while. And
No.
now it didn't. It was like, maybe it
Losing,
is. a
I
rebuild.
really thought that they were going to struggle figuring out offensive line, defensive line.
I wonder if Robert Lindsay got injured last week because he's
He's the guy.
the guy. He's
Yeah.
the dude. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened.
They gave up. They did commit 5 turnovers in that game last week, and they gave up around 400 yards, which for South Park, that's a lot of yards to give up. They typically don't give up that much, but
Normally, you really can't because they just play ball
right
control.
because they just play right. But yeah, I like Gladiators, and South Allegheny wins this game. They got a great chance to go into the regular season finale unbeaten. They play Still Valley in that game, so that
Wow.
could be that could be a big one.
Yeah, it could be on our fan choice.
Yeah.
votes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
At South
That'd be
Allegheny.
really cool.
Steel Valley at South Allegheny.
Uh-huh.
All right, Cornell Doradas against the Bishop Canterman Crusaders.
Oh, nice.
Another shameless plug, but this is another unbelievable one. Cornell versus Burgettstown last week on the WPIAL recap show. Cornell won with 3 seconds to go. Another one go for 2, or no, they need a touchdown. Get a touchdown with 3 seconds left. That Khalil Johnson. Whew.
He's good.
Oh, yeah. William Mary's definitely getting a player. Great guy. They're going down this week, though. Give me the Crusaders over the Raiders.
I'm in agreement. I'm going to take Bishop
I-
Canterbury in this one. I think Cornell needing 3 seconds to go to win against
It's alarming.
Burgettstown was,
Yeah.
and they've already lost to California,
Mm-hmm.
which I think California is good. I just think
Cal has a bad loss.
right.
I think they lost to Waynesburg or something like that.
Do they? Is that who they lost to?
Yeah, I shouldn't say it's a bad loss, but just you need to be better if you're a championship contender. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cornell. They lost a lot of guys up front, but you still have Khalil Johnson. Little tangent. Burgettstown, what are they doing with their field? Did you see their field last week?
I see their field often.
Do we have any pride? Like, what are we doing? There's not even a logo. It's just a dried mud pit.
That's like their main field that they play the games on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just not in good shape.
The worst shape I've ever seen. I almost tweeted out a picture of it because from the tight angle, it looked bad. But I was like, I don't want to kind of put them on blast. But it's like, come on, we're better than this, I think. But whew.
Burgettstown also lost to Jefferson Morgan 26-10. If you're curious.
Ooh, that's it. Maybe Burgettstown's better than what we expect.
And by the way, that was Cornell's field.
That was Cornell's field?
Yeah.
Sorry, Burgettstown. Cornell, what are we doing? Are you serious?
Yeah, and actually, it's funny because it just popped in my head. My cousin, Chad Hemme, shout out, is the public address announcer at Cornell, runs in the family.
We're going there, KDK Radio.
Yes, he's the PA announcer. And he took a picture from the field pregame, and I remember I swiped up. It was on Snapchat. I swiped up, and I said, what is that?
That was Cornell's field?
Yes.
Then maybe they flipped it on
on
whatever I watched it on.
But I will say, it's rained once since July.
Yeah. Still, there's some nice grass fields out there.
There
Get a
is.
sprinkler system, man.
Well, Coriopolis is, we're
Frank Lettieri Stadium.
Frank Lettieri Stadium.
Oh, man. Well, sorry, Burgettstown. Missed him once again, Mr. Outsider today.
I was like, wait a second, that was at Cornell. And then,
Burgettstown just catching strays.
Yeah,
out
they're
there.
catching strays for no reason.
Or Burgettstown.
Man,
I'm going to take Canavan too.
Do we all take
wondering about
Canavan?
my pick, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I keep diverting us off. I apologize.
Mr. Outsider for a reason, right? Yeah.
Just holding his coffin for the last 2 hours. Monessen is at Fort Cherry. The Greyhounds against the Rangers on that beautiful new turf.
Beautiful new
Looks
AstroTurf at
fantastic,
Fort Cherry.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brad.
Fort Cherry. Remember this game last year? I was just thinking because I covered the Cornell Bishop Canevin game last year, and I remember seeing updates on Fort Cherry and Monessen, and Monessen was winning into the third quarter. I was like, holy cow, Monessen is really going to possibly stun Matt Sig and Fort Cherry. And then Fort Cherry really just said, hey, we're Fort Cherry and we're really good. And I'm Matt Sig and I'm really good. And and they went in to blow them out there in the second half. So I think this might be a similar game as far as the second half, but I think Fort Cherry, leads this from the start, and I think they win this one pretty comfortably. I think Matt Sig, he gets the career touchdown record, but we'll have to wait for the total yardage record.
This is going to be the first game that's going to be a game for Fort Cherry,
Yeah.
at least for a while. Both of these defenses are pretty darn good. Fort Cherry's given up 28 points this season. Monessen's only given up 27 points this season. So, matchup of undefeated teams. I actually think Monessen hangs around for a while, and then Fort Cherry pulls away at the end, similar to how last year went.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Taylor brothers, Torrance and Tavion at Monessen. I like Rodney Johnson, big defensive lineman, tight end, athletic, good size, game wrecker. I like Caden Colbeck, tall, lanky receiver at Monessen. I like Fort Cherry by 50.
Ooh, goodness.
Fort Cherry by
By
50.
By 50.
Monessen, good program. There's levels in 1A, and it's
So I think we would safe to say we would take the points in this.
Take the points.
If I said 49.5.
Give me the points. Give me the points. Oh, yeah. I'll take the point.
I
Not
think
that I
they're
think it's
gonna
going to be
run away
close,
with it.
but
Yeah.
I think they're going to run
Okay.
away with it. I think that they unleash Matt Sick.
I mean,
Unleash him.
the
Play
one
him all
thought
four
is
quarters.
Unleash him, Coach Gary.
one thought, Brad, is that Sarah Catholic game in Essen played was 13-6.
Yeah.
last
Oh.
week. So
Oh.
we're back.
50.
Okay. Jeanette, at Leechburg, Blue Devils host the Jayhawks. Carlo.
Coach Tommy Pallone is Jayhawk born, Jayhawk bred, and when he dies, he'll be Jayhawk dead. Give me Kamani Brown and the Jayhawks. I love
my
Jeanette. Leechburg, Tyler Andrassy has been awesome. Jeanette too much. Jace Powell's been really cool with the Jayhawks as well.
Both these teams 3-1, Brad.
Yeah, both started the season with a loss and have since won 3 straight. Leechburg won this game last year 35-13. Their run
They
game
ain't
is
coming out. No.
The run game booming again this year. Last year's game, though, a big reason they were able to blow Jeanette out like they did was the quarterback Jaden Floyd, who was a dual threat quarterback, and he hurt Jeanette with his legs. He graduated. Their quarterback this year, not as much of a running threat. And I think Jeanette, with that duo of Kamani Brown and Jace Powell, I think they tear it up, and I think the Jayhawks fly out with the win.
I will say the one caveat: Jeanette does struggle when bigger offensive and defensive lines are against them.
And Leechburg has
this is
good line play.
absolutely one of them.
Yeah.
Leechburg was a top 10 offensive line unit in my preseason rankings. Of course, weighted on classification. People didn't understand that, but still give me Jeanette.
Mhm.
Who'd you take, Matt?
Taking Jeanette.
Oh, wait, who'd you take, Brad?
Jeanette.
I took Jeanette. Too.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
watching the show?
I thought someone might be on an
I
island
don't
there.
know what
know
I'm
if
doing this podcast. I mean, this is if I win this big segment,
Digressing. Want to talk about Shadyside again? Game of the week. Penn Hills is at Aliquippa. Indians.
what's going on with them?
1-win team, but if you recall, they were a year
One
ago
year,
in
one
this
win-
game
Yeah.
and
Oh,
took
that's
down
right.
Aliquippa.
That's a great call. Wow. Yeah.
Did you guys do this last year
We
as well?
did.
Okay, so you're doing back to back.
Yep. That would that's what that
That
would mean.
makes sense then.
What was that final last? I mean, it was low scoring.
It
right?
was but like 2 scores though, I want to say. It was
Yeah,
like
like
20-12 or something
Yeah.
like
Well, I
that.
think Penn Hills, if you remember, Aliquippa was driving. Penn Hills turned out the lights on him.
Yeah,
That's right.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was that game.
Yep.
That's right.
That was whoops.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I think Aliquippa's yeah, I'm never going against Aliquippa in the pit. They already burned me once though with with losing to Avonworth in the pit. But give me the Quips on the rebound here.
You know, funny you mentioned that, Carlo. I'm going to talk about the last time the Quips lost 2 regular season home games.
1912.
2007. They lost the first 2 games of the year before going to the WPIAL championship and lost to Terrell Pryor and the Jeanette Jayhawks.
Honestly, that
Wow.
stat
That
is actually not impressive to me. I would have thought like 1960.
No,
like seriously.
2007 is the last time.
well, that would have been.
These kids weren't born.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Just throw that
that's a
out.
crazy stat then. Okay.
I mean, we're talking about the last time, so that's like back like when Jonathan Baldwin was at Aliquippa
Correct,
at the time.
yeah.
So I mean, that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's just, I think we get to the point now where we were alive for that. And,
Right.
And at least somewhat illegally covering the WPIL. Back then.
Live twittering.
Yeah, live twittering, right. I say all that to say, yeah, I don't think they're going to lose 2. I also, this one means something to Mike Warfield, being the 4 versus 5 and everything that has gone down with that. Yeah, I think the Quips are going to win, but I think this is actually kind of a sneaky good game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the more and more I think about it, and then I forgot about that game last year, and
Yeah.
I mean, really, Aliquippa so far they haven't looked like
No.
awesome.
Did
by any
Tyke play in
means.
this game last year?
Yes,
Ooh. You went Aliquippa?
I did.
Ooh, he's thinking about it, huh? Thinking about maybe going out there. Spending
Who
some
you
time
going
on
with, Brad?
you first. No.
I said Quips.
I'm taking the Quips. Yeah, I'm taking.
Okay,
the
so
Quips,
we're all
yeah.
going.
Yeah.
This could be when we look
I
back
know.
and when
Yeah,
we get all get X'd out here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what happened last year.
Yeah. Ooh, man.
We all went Quips and we were all wrong.
Yeah, and Penn Hills hadn't been scoring only 7 points their first 3 games. Now 49-14. They had their get-right game against Fox Chapel last week.
I was not that I necessarily root for or against teams, but I was kind of pulling for Fox Chapel a little
that'd
bit
been
last
something.
week just
Oh,
to
my
see if
goodness.
they could go 3-1. You know what?
Yeah. And a cool matchup too. Just 2 traditional powers there with Aliquippa Penn Hills. I mean, the history just speaks
Yeah.
for itself. I mean,
Oozes.
so many greats, so many legends. Yeah,
Freilich, Ravis, Ditka.
Donald.
Man, this is a game of they need to
Yeah.
name this game of legends or something.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It's crazy. Where will you be at?
I don't know. I'm the
Wasn't
WIPY
asking-
outsider this week.
Wasn't asking us a trick question.
Yeah, it seemed pretty straightforward.
No. We're at Montour. We're at Montour.
Mars and
Yeah,
Montour.
Mars and Montour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Which
you
I'm
at?
very
You're
excited. I
at-
haven't been to
you're-
Montour in a couple
you're
years.
in
I'll
the
be,
recovery room.
Yeah. Like I'll probably be in the hospital bed that night still. So, but yeah, like I will be keeping tabs on my phone. Like they better have KDKA Plus there. I'll tell you that.
Well, you could
Yeah.
stream the game on YouTube either way.
Well,
There
then
you
I'm
go.
set either way. Then I'm in
Yep.
good shape. Yeah.
Well, here's the question: will Penn Hills stream your thing onto, or they're not doing the Penn Hills network?
I don't know.
There's a couple games they didn't do it this year, but
I can't imagine there's going to be any room in that box for anybody else.
True.
But
I
'cause
will
there'll be
say
radio stations.
major
Beaver County has
shout-out-
like 16 radio
yeah,
stations.
they do. Major shout out to it's at Aliquippa.
Yeah.
That's right.
Heinz Field.
Penn Hills network though does a bang up job
Yes.
with streaming. I wish more teams, and there are a decent amount of teams that do a nice streaming job, but I think Penn Hills would be number 1 in the WPIAL. Would you agree?
Oh, I think Elwood City
Yeah.
does a really nice
Elwood
job.
does a great job.
Yeah.
A little
Pine
biased.
does a pretty decent
Pine
job.
does a nice job. A little biased. Old Sports Network. Shout out
Yeah,
Outlash and
yep.
that crew over there. Pine does a really nice job. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. NA does a pretty nice job,
Yeah,
but I don't
NA
think
really
they
does.
stream
Mm-mm.
though because they're worried about that gate money.
Yeah.
Latrobe Sports Network does
Oh,
a good.
really?
Connellsville also does a
And y-
sports network.
I was looking into this. Roxamore, who Roxamore does a pretty good job
They
streaming.
Yeah,
do
with
games
Woodland
as well.
Hills.
Woodland
Yeah,
Hills, right?
they've been signing more teams. I can't remember. I was watching a Woody High Penn Trafford game on them last week. I think they're doing a Clarendon game this week.
And probably the one that I didn't mention that I have to mention because of my affiliation is JRM's production of Upper St. Clair football.
Oh
They do they do the home football
I
games
have
for USC.
logged on to that a couple times.
Yeah.
That you said
Gavin
that.
Williams,
Yeah.
Upper St. Clair grad and
nice.
assistant basketball coach. He's on the play-by-play with so
Nice. Yeah, I
Good
mean,
stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize they're doing all Upper St. Clair home games.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Wow.
yeah, and then we'll be doubling up when we bring the showcase there
Yeah,
for South
right.
Fair. It's like, yeah, why were you doing that? We should probably do Upper St. Clair on the road.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, makes sense.
I have an apology to Carlo, who won FaceTime last week and didn't get it.
Well, it was a long episode.
It was.
Yeah, it was a long
You get
episode.
enough FaceTime.
And
as it
I'll
is.
give it to Matt or Brad this week as
No, I don't need it this week. I'm good. Yeah, like I
There
don't
you
have.
go.
Yeah,
Want
like
me
I
to?
don't have much to say.
You-
Anyway,
okay.
so-
as if he hasn't diverged enough in
Yes.
this show.
I've
I
been
wanna hear
waiting for a time to rant about something. No, I think the really cool thing that we do here on this show is that we do dive critically into games and the classifications. And sometimes people take it as not disrespect, but hey, we're not trying to slight anybody here on the WPIAL Insider Show. We're just trying to bring real analysis of every single game, and we give our opinion. Sometimes, more times than not, with me, maybe the opinion's wrong, or maybe it's bulletin board material for you. I think we pride ourselves in prepping for the show. You will be hard pressed to find more people that are as passionate as us and care enough about WPIAL football to do something like this. So, sometimes cut us a little bit of slack. I read everything on social media. I love comments, but I dislike when people try to discredit what either I'm doing with my list or what we're doing with the podcast. I think that's out of bounds, and I will call it out every single time. And, there are a couple teams that are 0-3, 0-4 that were calling me an idiot, just a couple weeks ago about some lists. And You know, I'm searching the stats. I don't see the players that they were mentioning. Why I'm an idiot for not putting these players on the list. So, you know, we take pride in our work. I know that 95% of you guys enjoy this. So, you know, we're going to keep it coming. But, you know, just wanted to throw it out there. Sometimes we'll be a little bit critical, but it's all in good love for WPIAL football.
Yep. Well said.
I think the best thing you could do is prove us wrong.
That's the best part about it.
And fun.
And I think that we sometimes enjoy eating crow. At least I do.
Yeah, no, I think it makes it fun. Again, this wouldn't be worth watching if we all sat up here and said every team was great.
Exactly.
What sports show would be good if you don't
right.
watch the pros on ESPN because they all agree with each other.
Correct.
Or wax poetic on how great everybody is.
Correct.
Yeah, every story has two sides. Every team has multiple opinions about that team. So we're just trying to give as much as we can.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, knowing that we care.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And the coolest part is I know that you guys care. I mean, you look at the viewers on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, we go out and about in public. People are like, hey, you're from the WPIAL Inside Show. It's
Hear it all the time.
It's the coolest feeling. It's the coolest feeling.
I'm on television every Friday night. I don't hear about that. I hear about the podcast. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I remember one time specifically went to an Upper St. Clair game and covered it, and one of our guys here on the podcast was steadily picking against Upper St. Clair.
What idiot was doing that?
They were all wondering where's Mr. Insider at? He wasn't even in the country. He was in Mexico. This guy, like, what the heck's going on?
I had to get out of the States.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, that's this week's episode. Good luck to all the teams, and get ready next week. Mid-season awards.
I'm not going to delete it this year. That's my goal. Don't delete
great.
the mid-season awards.
Awesome. If you could avoid that, that'd be awesome.
Brad will have a new knee, and we'll have another new show for Brad Everett and Carlos Zofko and our producer behind the glass, very attractive young man.
Young.
I'm Matt Fargo saying thanks so much for watching. And as always, make sure you're keeping your receipts. Good night, everybody.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.